and there's something for 90 cents, can I buy it with this dollar bill? Okay, all right. So if I go to the store and there's something for 85 cents and after tax, it ends up being 96 cents, can I buy it with this dollar bill? Okay, all right. So what if I ball the dollar bill up? Think about it now. I just balled it up. I just stepped on it. I put it in trash. I pulled it out. Then I tore it in half. And you mean to tell me I can pick the dollar up, I can wipe it off, and I can put some tape around it, and it's still worth $1? Then why, if this dollar doesn't lose its worth of its value, then why do you feel like you've lost your worth of value? Because many of you feel like you've been stepped on, you feel like you've been pushed aside, you feel like you've been abandoned, you feel like you've been talked about, you feel like you've been abused, like someone took from you, someone hurt you, somebody took advantage of you, and deep down inside your core, you feel like you've lost some of your value. And I am here to tell you today that this dollar still has worth and value, because there are some men years ago who put value over this life and said that no matter what happens to it, it can still be taped back together. It can still be wiped off. And I am here to tell you that you were created and you're born and you're here and you have life and you have purpose and you have value. And though you've gone through some hard times and though you've experienced some depression and you might be wanting to hurt yourself and you might want to give up, I am here to tell you you still got worth and value. And there is nothing that can happen that can take your worth and your value away. So what you gotta do now, you gotta pick yourself up. You gotta dust yourself off and you gotta keep moving.
On the outside, people don't look broken. You don't see bruises and you don't see scratches and you don't see scrapes and people don't walk around in a big cast. And so you can't tell with the naked eye. The problem is that there's a malfunction on the inside. And so often the decline looks a lot like my phone, that the first thing that stops happening is that people stop receiving the good things that are coming their way. They can't interpret the blessings of God. They can't receive compliments. They can't receive joy from friends. The second part is that so often those that are depressed, you've been there before, it's like you try to cry out for help, but every time you try to speak up, you can't make a connection. So many times, depression, what it feels like is this, that I'm so afraid to share what's going on the inside because I'm afraid it might destroy you. So what I do is I bury it on the inside of myself only to destroy myself. It's okay to not be okay. It's just not okay to stay that way. We've got to fight back tonight. We've got to remove the stigma. We got to get healthy. Tonight, I got one mission, and I'm being serious, but I got one mission, and my one mission is to try to push people tonight that are struggling alone, to push you into community, that you would speak up and you would let somebody know, I'm not okay. Or the one thing I know about emotions is that they change.
When I got off that stage, my life was miserable. I was in a pain you would not believe. I was in an abyss, man. I was in a dark place. How in the world did I get here? I got here because of God's grace. My plight had overtaken me, and I was about done. But right when you think you about done, don't he always show up? Can you name me one single thing God ain't brought you through? Can you name it? If he ain't brought you through it, he's currently pulling you through it right now. And you know how I know that's real? Because you're sitting in here. Stop all that what you're going to do for other people. You can't fix other people till you get yourself together. See, the two most important days of your life are the day you're born and the day you discover why. Let me give you an example. If you're driving a car and you bought a car, and the red lights come on in the car and you pull over, to analyze what these red lights are, in your glove compartment, there is an owner's manual. If you drive a Toyota, I promise you that the owner's manual in that car is by Toyota, because that's the maker of the car. Every car has a manual from the maker. Chevy has a Chevy manual for the car. You got to refer back to the manual to troubleshoot what's wrong with the car. We are human beings. Your gift is the thing that you do the absolute best with least amount of effort. There should be your pursuit. Anything else is a valuable waste of time.